Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I am going to be taking a look at the very small and impressive catalogue from one of my favourite guitar players of all time, the one and only guitarist, bandleader and composer Adam Rogers. And ever since bursting onto the scene in the 1990s and over the course of his 30-plus year career, Adam Rogers has seen it all, done it all, played and collaborated with a number of different bands and artists, from the Lost Tribe to the Michael Brecker Quindectet to the John Patitucci Electric Guitar Quartet to David Binney to Ed Simon to Ralph Bowden to the Chris Potter Underground Quartet to the Chris Potter Underground Orchestra to Norah Jones to Cassandra Wilson to Antonio Sanchez Migration to Randy Brecker to Ravi Coltrane, to James Carter, Regina Carter, Joe Jackson, George Russell, Gil Evans Orchestra, Forq, Jack McDuff, Mingus Big Band, Paul Simon, Phillip Bailey, Kenny Werner, and John Zorn, to name a few. And when you hear Adam Rogers, you know straight away it's him, as he has a very distinct and recognisable sound on both the electric and acoustic guitar. And his sound is very similar to the legendary Pat Metheny, but at the same time, Adam Rogers is definitely not a Pat Metheny copycat. He is very much his own man, and he has more of a traditional style of jazz guitar playing, and in more recent years, he has adopted more of a avant-garde, bluesier, harder-hitting sound on the electric guitar, and he has more of a classical acoustic approach to the acoustic guitar. So for today's edition, I am going to be taking a look at all 7 recordings of Adam Rogers that he has released under his name as a band leader. And as always, I am going to be talking about each album individually, and I'll be choosing which one I think is the best one. Not an easy challenge. All of these albums are fantastic, all well produced and well recorded. Each album very different to the other. Obviously, some albums are better than others, but I think in Adam Rogers' catalogue, I think all of them are great. There's no weak album. I think any album is a great place to start, from the debut to his more recent album. They're all fantastic, and they're all definitely worth checking out, I think. And the thing about Adam Rogers is you don't know what you'll get from him. Sometimes you could get the most beautiful and laid-back album you've ever heard, and then at times he could surprise you with the most hard-hitting album you've ever heard. So you never know what Adam Rogers is going to come out with next. So we're going to start with the first album, which came out in 2002, and this is Art of the Invisible. So Adam Rogers had to wait till the early 2000s before he would make his own album under his name, and he really sets the tone for what his musical career is going to be all about. And to me, this is very much in the style of Pat Metheny, but at the same time, it's still all Adam Rogers and very much his own style of music. So we've got Adam Rogers on guitar, Ed Simon on piano, Scott Coley on bass, and Clarence Penn on drums. A fantastic debut recording and a very underrated album, I would say. Not a lot of people know about this one, but at the same time, it's still fantastic. So all compositions are written and composed by Adam Rogers, with the exception of one standard. But I think this is an amazing recording, and it really showcases Adam Rogers' guitar playing and his composing skills. So let's have a quick look. So we've got mostly here sleeve notes about his career, and there's some more details about each composition and how he started, and there's a little bit about the band members as well. And there's some more sleeve notes here, and there's, like, as I said, a bit more about the compositions. But a fantastic debut recording, I would say. If you're looking to get into Adam Rogers' music, this is the perfect place to start. So tracks we've got are Long Ago and Far Away, Abba Bobo, The Elf, The Invisible, Cathedral, Book of Sand, In a Broad Daylight, and The Unvanquished. It's a fantastic album with some lovely compositions. So, standout tracks for me are Long Ago and Far Away, The Invisible, Cathedral, Book of Sand, In Broad Daylight. But all of these songs are great. There's no weak track on this album. And as I said, when you listen to Adam Rogers and Ed Simon perform the main melody lines together, you could kind of compare it to the classic sound of Pat Metheny and Lowell Mays, but at the same time, they don't try to emulate them. It's very much their own identity and their own style, but at the same time, it's really, really lovely. But it's more in line, I would say, with like traditional classical music. So there you have it, Adam Rogers' debut recording, Art of the Invisible. Brilliant album. So as we move on to the next album, which came out in 2003, and this is a fantastic follow-up. This is Allegory. So Allegory is a follow-up to Art of the Invisible, and it features pretty much the same lineup from that last recording, but now it is expanded to a quintet with the addition of Chris Potter on saxophone. And we've pretty much, as I said, got the same lineup of musicians. Ed Simon on piano, Scott Colley on bass, and Clarence Penn on drums. And the sound of Adam Rogers and Chris Potter combined is very close to the legendary sound of Pat Metheny and Michael Brecker, but at the same time, Chris Potter and Adam Rogers don't try to copy what Brecker and Metheny did before. They take their front line to a very new and exciting direction. And for me, Chris Potter's sax playing really beefs up the sound in a big way. Adam Rogers and Chris Potter are no strangers to one another. They've been playing together on and off for the past 30 plus years. And Adam Rogers has pretty much played in every Chris Potter led project / band, as I mentioned, from the Underground Quartet to the Underground Orchestra. And I would probably say Adam Rogers is Chris Potter's main guitar player. So all of the compositions are written and composed by Adam Rogers. So we're just going to have a quick look. So we got some more sleeve notes here. A little bit about the compositions. And a little bit more about there. But it's a great follow-up to Art of the Invisible, I think. And as I said, there's no bad album from Adam Rogers. They're all good, I think. So we've got Confluence, Figueroa, Was, Genghis, Angle of Repose, Orpheus, Red Leaves, Cleveland, Purpose, and Angle of Repose, Reprise. But it's a really good, fast-paced, hard-hitting album. Art of the Invisible was a bit more of a laid-back jazz album, but with this one, it's a much more harder-hitting and aggressive type of album. And a lot of that is due to Chris Potter. I think he plays absolutely fantastic on this recording. Adam Rogers sounds great, Ed Simon sounds tremendous, and the rhythm section of Scott Colley and Clarence Penn, they just sound absolutely tight and muscular. So standout tracks for me are Confluence, which is a great opener, Was, Genghis, Red Leaves, Cleveland, and Purpose. But again, top to bottom, all of the songs are just absolutely fantastic, I think. So there you have it, Adam Rogers, Allegory, unbelievable album. So we come to the next album, and this is one of my all-time favourites, and this came out in 2005, and this is Apparitions. So once again, same lineup as the last album. Chris Potter back on saxophone, Ed Simon on piano, Scott Colley on bass, and Clarence Penn on drums. What I like about Adam Rogers' catalogue is the lineup very rarely changes. He pretty much keeps the same group of musicians, and to me, I think that's what makes Adam Rogers a great band leader. He knows these guys are the best at what they do, and he keeps them for a reason. And I would say over the course of the first 3 albums, these guys sound absolutely tremendous together as a unit. And Chris Potter's sax playing, to me, makes all the difference. He just sounds absolutely incredible. So, as always, all of the compositions are written and composed by Adam Rogers. It's a really good album. This is one of my all-time favourites. So, as always, there's some more sleeve notes here. A little bit more about the compositions. And some more here about the compositions. That's a fantastic album and one of my all-time favourites. And I like the way that Adam Rogers on this album combines both avant-garde with traditional jazz into a very exciting and fresh sound. And to me, you know, this is some of Adam Rogers' best guitar playing. So the first track we got is Labyrinth, which is a great opener. Tyranny of Fixed Numbers, which is another great favourite track of mine. Persephone is another great track, favourite of mine. Continuance is another great track. The Maya, Apparitions, which is the title track. Abhorror, another great track. And to close out the album, a nice, beautiful trio piece with Adam Rogers on acoustic guitar, Moment in Time. What more can you say, really? This album is just absolutely beautiful. And the standout tracks from are Labyrinth, Tyranny of Fixed Numbers, The Maya, Apparitions, and Moments in Time, which to me is just absolutely gorgeous and very similar to like Pat Metheny trio sort of style of playing. So there you have it, Apparitions, beautiful album. So after 3 albums of large ensembles, Adam Rogers decides to go more of an unplugged direction and he heads down the trio path. And this comes to the next album, which came out in 2007, and this is Time and the Infinite. So this is more of a traditional trio recording. So we've got Adam Rogers on guitar, Scott Coley back on bass, and we've got the legendary Bill Stewart on drums, who's pretty much played with just about everybody. And to me, this is an absolutely beautiful recording. You know, as much as I enjoy the large ensemble projects that Adam Rogers has done, there's nothing quite like guitar, bass and drums trio format. And to me, this is where Adam Rogers sounds at his absolute best. And there's some great playing from everybody. And it's a much more laid back album than the first 3 recordings, but at the same time, it's still highly enjoyable. So I got a mix of everything here. We've got some standards and some originals from Adam Rogers, but at the same time, this is absolutely a beautiful recording. If you're a great fan of Pat Metheny trio recordings or John Scofield recordings or even Bill Frisell, this is definitely worth checking out, I think. This is such a beautiful recording. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, so as always, there's some more sleeve notes. Some more here. And there's like a little bit about the breakdown of each composition. But this is absolutely beautiful. And I wouldn't say this is just your traditional jazz guitar trio. This is very much in the style of like classical music. And a lot of that is due to Adam Rogers' classical background on the acoustic guitar. And to me, it's just absolutely beautiful. So we've got Night and Day, Elegy, the title track, Time and the Infinite, Young and Foolish, Cheryl, Esteban, Without a Song, Ades of March, and I Loves You, Porgy. It's a beautiful album. So the standout tracks for me are Time and the Infinite, Esteban, Ades of March, and I Loves You, Porgy. It's just an absolutely beautiful album, and you know, this is some of Adam Rogers' best playing. As much as I enjoy Adam Rogers on electric guitar, I think he just sounds even better on acoustic. He's just really, really good. So if you're into trio recordings, this is definitely one to check out. So there you have it, Time and the Infinite. Beautiful album. So we come to the next album, and this could actually be probably my all-time favourite Adam Rogers album. And this came out in 2009, and this is Sight. And the main reason why this is probably my favourite Adam Rogers recording is because of one particular gentleman who plays on bass, John Patitucci. So Adam Rogers and John Patitucci, they've played together for many, many years in a number of different settings, from duo to trio. Of course, Adam Rogers is a member of the John Patitucci Electric Guitar Quartet. And these guys have been playing together for many years. And for me, this is an album that I've always wanted to see these two do in a trio setting, whether it's under John Patitucci's name or under Adam Rogers' name. This, to me, is just absolutely brilliant. You know, to have two of my favourite musicians playing together, and you've got Clarence Penn on drums as well. Doesn't get any better than that. Although the trio I do know had Brian Blade on drums, but this for me is just absolutely brilliant, and Clarence Penn does a great job on here. And Adam Rogers is actually featured on piano on one track, so really shows you how versatile Adam Rogers is. So this album's got much more of a muscular sound as opposed to the last recording with Bill Stewart and Scott Coley, but it's still plenty to get your teeth into. So we got the title track Sight, which is just a great badass opening. I Hear a Rhapsody, Kaleidoscope, Yesterdays, Memories, Translucence, Let's Call One, Hourglass, The Moon Train, Beautiful Love, and Dexterity. I love this album. This could very well be my favourite Adam Rogers album. And as I mentioned, a lot of that is because it's got my favourite bass player on here, John Patitucci. So we're going to have a quick look. So there's some more sleeve notes here. Little breakdown of each of the compositions. And a little bit more about the compositions again. But again, this is another fantastic album. And for me, I would say John Patitucci and Adam Rogers, they always sound great together in trio, but together they just sound magnificent. So standout tracks for me are Sight, Yesterdays, Memories, Translucence, The Moon Train, Beautiful Love, and Dexterity. This is a great, great album. And for me, John Patitucci just sounds absolutely tremendous on bass. Adam Rogers is kicking ass on guitars, and Clarence Penn, he's just unbelievable on the drums. So there you have it. Adam Rogers' Sight. Fantastic. So we come to the next album, and this came out in 2015. And this is a co-led project. This is Adam Rogers and David Binney, R&B. Now, Adam Rogers and David Binney, they've played together in a number of different settings over the years. Adam Rogers has guested on a lot of David Binney's recordings, but these two got together and decided to make a co-led project with a great rhythm section featuring Reuben Rogers on bass and Gerald Cleaver on drums, and David Binney plays alto sax, and Adam Rogers, of course, on guitar. It's a really good album. There's no originals on here, it's just all standards, but at the same time, the musicianship of Adam Rogers, David Binney, Reuben Rogers, and Gerald Cleaver, they just sound absolutely tremendous together. This is the perfect showcase for four outstanding musicians at the top of their game. So we got A Lucha, Introspection, In Love in Vain, Africane, Don't Misunderstand, Slipping at Bells, Skydive, My Ship, I Feel a Song Coming On. It's a beautiful album. So we're going to have a quick look. So as always, it's a little bit of sleeve notes here, a breakdown of each of the compositions, and a little bit more about the compositions. It's very interesting that Adam Rogers and David Binney decided not to compose any originals, because, you know, they're great composers in their own right, but they decided to just go down a different path and just play standards, and it's great. You know, it just really sounds great because they don't just sound like normal standards. Adam Rogers and David Binney, what they do here is they take standards and make it their own. So when you hear it, you'd actually think they composed it, because that's how good these two gentlemen are. But it's a really good album. So there you have it. Adam Rogers and David Binney, R&B. One of the more pleasant surprises from Adam Rogers. As I said, Adam Rogers' catalogue, all of the albums are very different. Some could be traditional jazz, some of it could be very harder hitting and more avant-garde, maybe more a bit more muscular. But here, this is just a nice, laid-back guitar sax quartet recording. Lovely album. Highly recommended. So we come to the next album, and this came out in 2017, and this is a very different album to the previous recordings. This is Adam Rogers' Dice. So this is his new band. This features Fima Epheron on electric bass, Nate Smith on drums, and Adam Rogers on electric guitars, clarinet, bass clarinet, synthesizers, mellotron, wind organ, Fender Rhodes, percussion samples, and a bit of everything else. So this is a much more fusion electric project. And as I said, Adam Rogers has got different sides to his musical personality. He can play beautiful classical music, he can play beautiful traditional jazz, and he can play like avant-garde. But here, this is just full-on electric Adam Rogers. It's just a really good album, and takes a little while to get into. It's not easy listening, but at the same time, it's really, really good. So there we are. Now, he's had this band for quite some time now. So we got the title track Dice, Chronics, C minor, the Mystic for Fred McDowell, the interlude Flavor, Elephants, Crazy, Elva Bruce, and Seven. As I said, very different kind of album to Adam Rogers' previous recordings. So if you're expecting something like maybe like one of the earlier albums like Art of the Invisible, you're not going to find it here. It's really, really crazy and out there, but at the same time there's some great guitar playing from Adam Rogers. Nate Smith's an amazing drummer. Fima Epphron is an unbelievable bass player, and you know, this is a power trio by the strong order. You know, these guys just sound absolutely tremendous. So standout tracks for me are Dice, the Mystic for Fred McDowell, the interlude, Elephants, Crazy, Elva Bruce, and Seven. It's a really good album, this is. And as I said, it's a bit of a hard one to find, but if you can find it, it's worth checking out. As I said, I should warn you, it's not kind of what you'd expect from Adam Rogers. It's a little bit different, but I think you'll like it. I think there's something in there for everyone to appreciate, because as I said, Adam Rogers is a very versatile musician. He can really do it all, and he does it all very, very well. So there you have it, Adam Rogers, Dice. So, which album for me is the best one? Well, it's an easy one. Sight. And a lot of that's because it's got John Patitucci. And you know, you can't go wrong with John Patitucci. So this is probably my favourite Adam Rogers album, and I would probably consider this to be his best one. They're all good. Not taking anything away from them. They're all fantastic. Apparitions is one of my other favourite Adam Rogers albums, but if I had to choose one, I'll definitely go with Sight. This is, to me, the best Adam Rogers album. It's a trio. John Patitucci sounds fantastic in trio. Clarence Penn sounds tremendous in trio, as does Adam Rogers. So, highly recommended you check this out. This is my favourite Adam Rogers recording. And it doesn't matter whose name is at the top of the bill. For me, this is just three guys at the top of their game, and I love it. So there you have it. Adam Rogers' Sight. Brilliant. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite Adam Rogers album? Is it Art of the Invisible, Allegory, Apparitions, Time of the Infinite, Sight, R&B with David Binney, or Dice? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite albums. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care everybody and stay safe, and once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.